Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GBYWN Australia podcast, here for the Q&A with the hardcore god, the WCW heavyweight champion, Antillicus. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, pretty fucking good, mate.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
Alright, so now we've just dealt with the smell of your fucking fart, we're going to get on with the podcast. Luke Monet, what are the origins of your ring name, and are you happy you kept the name Antillicus throughout your yarding tenure? If not, what would you name yourself?
The origins of my ring names, that's a really funny and stupid story.
Well, if I don't laugh, then I'll hold it against you.
Fuck off, man. Alright, so I was in, what was it? I was just in high school. I think it was year 8 or 9. We were studying myths and legends, you know, all these kind of stuff about gods, and you know, I love all that kind of shit. You know, I'm a massive, you know, fucking. I love all these kind of crazy myths, all these crazy gods, and it's like, the assignment we had was just write a little short story, and I wrote a short story about the god of mayhem, Antillicus.
Oh.
That was the name of my god.
Oh, that's sick.
And then I came to EBW, and I was like, I want to put on the character of a god, you know, just plain, walk out, powerful as fuck god called Antillicus.
Yeah.
And that was it. It just stuck through ICWS. You guys seemed to like it a lot. You know, I
thought it was a cool name.
Yeah, because I saw a name like Mykonos, and I was like, that's kind of similar. It's, you know, it's something like Antillicus. You know, that's pretty cool. I think I'll keep it. And that's the origin of Antillicus. Just me making a stupid story from gods, and me wanting to put that into a character.
Gotcha.
And I was happy I kept it, but after a while, I thought it seemed a bit stupid. After a little while, I was like, Antillicus, you know. I don't know. I sort of think it didn't fit my character that well, but I'm past that stage now, and I'm glad I kept it.
Good, because I think it's
a good name.
What you should. Yeah. That's who you are. I mean, recently, the Dark Ice just mentioned to me like a couple of weeks ago he's thinking of changing his ring name, and I'm like, dude, it's too late.
You can't change that. Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
iconic.
Too late now. You're. That's what we know you as. It's like me changing my name now to like.
Jimmy, mate.
Fucking Jake Redding. Of all titles you've held in both WCWA and ICWS, well, he's never won an ICWS title, Monet, you fucking idiot. Which one would you like to hold and why? Oh, so you haven't held. Okay, I'm the fucking idiot. Which ones that you haven't held, which one would you like to have held?
You know, I always have loved that idea of being an awesome tag team of Low and that. So I always thought it would be really, really fucking awesome for me and Low to win the tag team championship. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that would be it, because I did have that strong connection with Low, and we always did want to be a tag team like DX. You know, they were tag team champions. You know, they were fucking awesome. We wanted to be that great as a tag team that we could be called champions. Yeah, you did, but then get with the franchise for some reason.
Whatever.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, because the original plan was to make me and Low the first tag team champions, wasn't it? And then we changed it to franchise.
Really? Fuck, well, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it was. Because me, not gonna lie, me and Lo were so happy with that, and then he told us that it had changed, and we were so mad. We were so angry that it got changed, because that was our team, you know, our dream. Yeah, an awesome tag team. Oh, it's alright now. Yeah,
you're in that deep push, bro.
But,
another one from Luke Monet. Have you ever sucked a dick so hard your throat feels like a sandpaper fleshlight?
Mate, you should know, mate. You should know. That's all I gotta say.
So basically he's saying that he sucked that brown dick.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate annoying questions like this. No one cares. Create a dream stable featuring past and present WCWA stars.
Fuck. Alright. Myself, Rex, Chaos, oh, fuck, Dan Zeppelin. I reckon us four would be a fucking awesome stable.
What would you be called?
Something on the lines of hardcore something. It would have to be something brutal, because that's what it would be. It would just be that fucking... We'd fuck everything up.
You'd be like a fucking street gang.
Yeah, we'd, you know, walk out with bats and just fucking look like I said, a street gang. I reckon it'd be fucking awesome.
Excellent. Your match with Alex is the most watched video on YouTube. What are your thoughts on that? Well, we fucking talked about that, haven't we? You fucking dickhead. He doesn't know that. Did you expect that to happen? Of course you didn't fucking
Not at
expect
all.
that to happen. Why would you expect? Yeah, oh yeah, no, I knew. I knew that random backyard title match that I had at Resolution 1 would have 14,000 views. You know, you dickhead, what a shit question.
I didn't expect that. I never expected us to be as big as we were at all, to be honest. I thought we'd always just be a small backyard fed.
More YouTube subscribers than any pro fed in the state.
Yeah, and that's a fucking... I mean, I'm not surprised, you know, we're fucking sick. But, like, it's a surprise that a backyard fed can become more followed than pro feds. And, yeah, I mean... To be completely honest, I think the reason that we are so big is because Alex suddenly got so big in the music scene and people were finding out about that. So he would have pulled up so many views and then that would have just been spread and spread and spread. And he's just continued to get bigger in the music scene.
And because of the WCWA, he became a household name. So no one's talking about him in the household. All right. Were you surprised at how well your heel run was received, and were you relieved to finally be a heel in WCW? Well, you know,
100%. Honestly, like I was so worried. I was a face for so long. You know, I got a taste of being a heel in IWS, but that wasn't the average heel. You know, that was an evil demon character. This was a normal heel. That, you know, it's a normal heel, and I was like, maybe I'm not going to be as good as that I was. You know, people saw me as a face, and people thought that I probably wouldn't be a good heel.
It was way overdue, though.
Yeah,
to be honest,
definitely, it was way overdue, and I think it was a fucking awesome heel run. I think it really surprised the fuck out of everyone.
Big Red, if you could have done your heel turn any differently, how would you have done it and why?
Oh, that's a tough question, because I mean, I really liked how I turned heel. I liked being that guy that came out and spat on people, but like, how I do it differently.
Would you have liked to have turned on low or something like that?
Oh, right, in that kind of sense, yeah. I think the best way for me to turn heel would have been to turn on low.
But we'd say that so many times.
Yeah, like that's a really generic thing.
Very,
it is generic, but it sucks
cliche. Yeah. Turns on the tag partner,
but
Kyle and Deacon.
But because we had that massive past, it would have meant a lot to us for me to, you know.
Chaos. Your 3 favourite matches.
All right. Versus Dan Zeppelin.
Sick.
Match I had before. That match of Rex that we already talked about.
Which one? The
one, right? The Resolution match.
Okay, yep.
That was a really, really fun match. Oh, my third favorite match. That is such a difficult question. After I've had so many like matches of great stars, it's so hard to pinpoint that because there's so many that are on an equal level. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, I would put our match that we had in the barbed wire on the same level as the match that we had at the kendo stick. I put it the same as like the match had of Alex Stone in the backyard. You know, they're all on equal level, and it's like it's really hard.
You know, there's a bunch there, so we'll just put them all as your number 3. And Chaos, who's your inspiration in wrestling?
I've always, you know, my 2 favorites have always been like with my style, Stone Cold and Loki. Loki is aggressive style, and his finisher, you know, the Key Crusher, you know, my current finisher, my finisher from EBW, I've always just loved the fuck out of Loki's aggressive style, you know. But then Stone Cold has that badass character that I've always loved, so it's like just the perfect mix of 2 that I've always hoped to be Antillicus.
Excellent. Dark Ice, your thoughts on ICWS then and now? Well, we've kind of covered that, haven't we?
Yeah.
What was actually? I didn't even actually ask you this. I asked you how it felt when you got the 3 count for the heavyweight title, but what was your first reaction when you were told you were going to win the heavyweight title?
Well, I mean, I had that feeling of, oh shit, everyone's got faith on me. You know, you got faith in me to win this title. I mean, well, not everyone, sorry, you had faith, and that was the first part. And I think it was that was the main thing after having all those conversations about all my, you know, the backyard champion runs and the hardcore champion runs, and like they were little things, but for you to have like faith in me to become our Fed's champion, the WWA champion, was a huge thing.
I think, did I tell you on Facebook?
Yeah. Oh no! I think it was in person at an event. And you were like, "Well, you're going to be winning that soon. And I was just like, holy fuck.
Sick.
No way.
Ice, again, have you accomplished everything you wanted with your current title run so far?
Yes and no. I mean, I've faced some. I mean, I've had some fucking sick matches as a champion, and I helped tell the story. But I really did wish I had more defenses. That's the only thing I don't like about my title run is just the lack of defenses I've had.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Fair enough. Do you prefer to play the heel or the babyface?
Heel, 100%.
Excellent.
It's so much more fun.
It is
for me,
dude.
Being a heel. You know,
I already miss it. You know,
no. Like my charisma was just like it improved tenfold from being a babyface to a heel because that was just what I was best at.
Yeah,
and definitely prefer being a heel. People had more of a positive opinion on my run when I became a heel. They were like, "This is where you were meant to be."
Yeah, excellent, bro. Did you ever think you would be as big a name in Australian backyard wrestling as you currently are?
Not at all. I had thought the EBW would be a small time thing we'd do as kids, and that'd be it. I didn't think it'd be as big as a part of my life as it is now. I didn't think I'd be sitting around here, the likes, you know, you guys having this interview. You know, it's taken me to a whole new place I never thought I would be. And
cool, man. What is your proudest yarding moment?
Winning the heavyweight championship.
Excellent.
You know, having everyone believe that I deserved it. Definitely.
Well, I kind of asked this, but what do you regret in your backyard wrestling career?
Oh, just the lack of effort I put into improving my promos. I think I definitely could have put in more effort into improving my promos. You know, I never really did many camera promos. I've never done a single camera promo, and I think that's a pretty big regret. Not getting my character as built as I wanted it to be.
Yeah. What can we expect from Antillicus in the final year of WCWA?
Improvement of what you're seeing now. I'm going to keep my character strong. I'm going to make you guys love me even more.
Excellent. Deacon, if you could have tagged with anyone in the yard that you haven't already, who would it have been?
Again, that's a hard one. I think I would have been a pretty fucking good team with I think me and Chaos. I think it's probably not something people like other people would have thought would have been good, but I think me and Chaos would have had some sick ideas as a tag team.
Yeah,
I've always loved Chaos's character, and I've always wanted to be a bit like Chaos.
Yeah,
but with my own little twist.
Yeah,
so I think teaming with him would have been sick.
Okay. Dan Zeppelin, how do you feel about light tubes now? We introduced them into some brutal spots, and then they became so popular that everyone was using them in almost every hardcore match. Have they been ruined for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think the light tube should have been kept to not like a minimum, but definitely less than what they were. Because we introduced them and we wanted them to be special, and then it only took 2-3 months for it to not be special anymore. Yeah. People were already getting sick of it.
Yeah. And, you know, I told people off, I was like, you do realise that this is Dan's gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, Dan comes out with the light tubes. You're taking his gimmick.
That
and I think it pissed him off. He was like, fucking hell, like, this is my gimmick and this is my thing. It's like...
I think there are matches where other people are coming out with light tubes.
It'll be like someone else coming out with a fucking hockey mask on, like, Dark Ice, you know? It's like, that's his thing. Don't do that, because that's his thing. It's the same thing with Dan. Another one from Dan. Anything to say on that time when weed use was common among some wrestlers and it became an issue when people were high at shows? Where did you stand in those arguments?
I was like directly in the middle of those arguments because, you know, I've always been a bit of a stoner. You know, I've always liked my weed. But I remember
sometimes you would get angry at the guys for complaining about it.
Yeah, definitely. But then again, they didn't have right reason. You know, there was reason behind their complaining, but I did start to get pissed off because they were like blaming the wrong people for the wrong things just because they did smoke, you know. And like, I don't know, I was in a really weird position in that big argument because I hated people complaining about it because everyone was there being happy, buying cartons of beer and getting drunk. Like I remember Alex going to the Battlefield Brawl drunk as fuck, and people praised him for it, and it's like, why is he getting praised for being drunk and not being able to handle himself properly in a match? but someone goes and gets stoned, and it's the worst thing you can do. It's like, it's just the same shit, but a different way of getting intoxicated. Like, I really disagreed with how strongly everyone felt against weed.
I do have a little argument to give to you right now.
Right.
I think I said this ages ago. We all drink, but not all of us smoke weed. So when there's the people that do smoke weed and they smoke it at the shows, it creates a divide.
But we don't drink. We never drank at church. People who smoke
but
weed.
But fair enough.
Stayed
and I understand
weed.
that.
And that was like our stick was our kind of beer.
For you guys, drinking is still accepted, whereas people like, say, Mitch isn't so keen on being around an environment with pot. You know what I mean? Like, it's a widely accepted thing.
It is a whole different ball game.
Maybe you guys didn't drink at the shows, but you still drank outside of shows or whenever you like, because it's accepted by everyone. Whereas the pot, half the roster didn't like the pot thing. So I think that's where they were coming from. It created that divide between people, and
definitely.
You don't want to, separate yourselves from everyone else. You want it to be. But, like, you know what, I didn't have a problem with it, really. I just wanted people to smoke it after they'd wrestled,
like,
don't smoke beforehand.
It's all good fun, getting stoned or getting drunk at shows, but it's just when it hits a point where it starts affecting your performance, where I think it starts to be an issue. Like,
if Ty tells me, I can't wrestle this match because I'm too high, that's your fucking fault, Exactly. You knew the risks. I know the risks when I drink 8 beers before a match, but I don't get so fucked up that I can't work the match.
But my main problem has always been people praising Alex for being fucked up at that event.
But still, he didn't get the praise for when he got fucked up, and then
he wasn't on a
brawl.
Match, though, was
he didn't even come out for the brawl because he was vomiting in the backyard. Like
still,
that's when he got in the shit for it. But yes, I know Alex did get drunk and all that, and you know what? Maybe people did praise him for it, but I was like, you should have got that drunk, dude.
Yeah.
But,
Well, probably praise is probably the wrong word to use, but they didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. They didn't care that he was drunk. And, someone's a little stoned, but they can still wrestle bad, and they still have a bad thing to say about it. It's like, it didn't affect the performance, but you're still mad.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, fair enough, that's your stance in it. Either way, I don't mind as long as people have their fucking match and show up. Dan Zeppelin, last question. How much of an advantage do you think backyard wrestling has given you for when you want to go pro?
Oh, there's so much of an advantage, I mean, like...
They can say what they want, the pros.
Yeah.
5 years of experience of cutting promos and pretending to be a character is an advantage over training.
It's such a strong advantage now. I mean, people like, it doesn't really mean that much, but the AEW guys... And they were complimenting me for my wrestling ability and how well I could pull off a match. And I think if I went to go pro now and showed them that I could already do it, that I would be a star much quicker than if I hadn't done it before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, backyard wrestling has definitely... It's made me a good wrestler. It's like made me able to go and be confident in the pros. I wouldn't be confident with the pros if I didn't have backyard wrestling.
Yeah, and it was like with me when I went to
I wouldn't even have the enthusiasm to want to go pro if it wasn't for backyard wrestling. Wrestling would be nothing to me right now if it wasn't for backyard wrestling.
And I think my experience of being in XCW, and it took 8 years for me to cut a good promo, and then when I joined Schwa 2 years after that, I had already had that advantage of practicing for 10 years. When I walked into the locker room and I did my first promo and everything down because I couldn't believe how good the rookie was. It's like, well, it actually helps you tenfold to have had that experience before you go and do it in the pros because you've had experience. Think about Ryan Tate. When he first started cutting promos, he was alright. Wouldn't say that he blew the cum out of our blew the cum out of our dicks or anything. But as time's gone on, he's become so fucking good.
So good.
When he says things, he says it, and when he says it, you know that he means it.
And people believe
it.
Get
the fact that that's just my friend Ryan, and you think that's Ryan Tate right now. He's actually immersed in the character. He goes to the pros, despite the fact that he's shorter than most of those guys. It won't matter because he has the ability to talk in that microphone and be above and beyond everyone else in pro wrestling. I've seen some guys from EPW, like the McKenzie brothers. You probably haven't heard of them, but they get on the microphone and it's like, oh my god, like it's a nightmare. The verbiage is terrible. They're not stop pointing what they want to say properly, and it comes across second rate. Guarantee you Ryan Tate goes out there, blows the fucking roof off the place with any promo, thanks to the experience of practicing in backyard wrestling. Thank you very much. Owned. Alright, Blade. Talking about that, what are your thoughts on the local wrestling scene in Perth between NHPW, AAW, EPW, and Schwa?
I think it's a little bit unnecessary, to be honest. I think there's
too many?
Yeah, there's way too many. I mean, I think AAW and NHPW should just form one thing, and EPW and Schwa should form one thing. There should be two, not four. Four is way too many to follow. They're all the same cunts doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, you should have the shit cunts from AAW and the shit cunts from NHPW forming, and all the good guys from Schwa and all the good guys from EPW forming to make a strong fed, and let's be honest, a shit fed. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's the backyard scene. You know, I think there's just way too much to follow and way too many unnecessary matches that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, fair enough, and it's
I'm sure a lot of people think that, to be honest.
Have you been to an EPW show?
Yeah, I've been to like one or two.
Oh, cool. What did you think?
Yeah, they've been fucking sick. You know, the crowd get into it. Most of these probably stars are good at getting the crowd into it.
It's incredible, but my problem with it is it's very focused on just the wrestling, and there's no character development and strong storylines for every character on the roster.
But then again, you watch an HPW show or an AAW show.
They're all cold matches.
And then
no storylines.
Yeah, you watch that, and then you compare it to EPW, and EPW shits on it.
Actually, you know what? Look, I won't shit on NHPW because they've got EPW and Schwa guys mostly on the roster, so they do actually have good wrestling. It's just the booking's not as strong as it could be.
Yeah, they're all great wrestlers. Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're all amazing wrestlers.
Well, except for AAW, let's be honest. They're shit. They're shit.
Yeah, they're pretty shit.
I'm the Shark, and I'm from Canada, and I'm the greatest independent wrestler in the world. Well, first of all, that sounds like an American accent, A. And secondly, you're from fucking Perth, and we know you're from Perth. They don't have sharks in Canada, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and then you have, like, these great stars kind of being rotated around the other three threads, and it's I don't know. It's all just so unnecessary. Like, why have someone wrestle for NSPW and EPW?
It's because they want to be in charge of their own fed and do what they want.
And it's dumb because they can't run a fed properly.
They can't. I wrestled there for a year, and I could tell it's a fucking nightmare. They can't draw any fans unless they have a former WWE star in the roster, and then what happens the next month? We're back at the Warnbro YMCA, and there's no one fucking there, you know? You know, it pops a crowd for one person, but, you know, Al Snow came there, and it's 35 people in attendance. Alright, question 2 from Blade Shaw. Enough of my pitching about pro wrestling.
Yeah, let's hope none of them actually...
They won't. They're not like... they're going to get to the fourth part of... Yeah, and it's never going to happen. Question 2 from Blade. What does it mean to you... sorry. What does it mean to you now being the longest reigning WCWA heavyweight champion of all time? Is there anything you would have done differently? Well, we know that part, but what does it feel to, you know, be the longest reigning of all time?
That's all. Yeah,
Can you believe that?
No, not really. Like, I mean, Ice, the locker room leader, was the longest running champion before me, and it's like, you know, it isn't that I've surpassed Ice, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's great. Like. I don't know,
I couldn't believe it
when
I checked it up
so long.
Because I checked it up, you know, on the internet, and I was like, oh, he's actually the longest reigning champion of all time. Like, what?
It doesn't like.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. It's like
because let's think about it. Like Ice won it at Frostbite 2013 and dropped it like 3 or 4 months into the next year. You won it at Frostbite, but was Frostbite earlier in 2015 than it was in 2013? Maybe that's
also. I think you can't really like. It isn't really fair to say that I'm the longest reigning champion. I mean, he had all that shit with the 2-month breaks and stuff because that's you know it's
because he had all
it's
the
a lot of events we didn't have, a lot of the storylines and matches that we couldn't have had. So I think I'm still,
but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. It's fun. I'm not gonna take away with that. It's fucking sick, but you know, it definitely could have been more. Yeah.
As the blueprint for the new era of heels in WCWA, how do you feel your heel turn has succeeded and what has failed in your eyes?
I think that's just fucking sick to be called the blueprint for the new era of heels. I think that's sick. I think you actually think that. I've loved every bit of my heel turn. I've loved the fun I've had with this new personality. The different style of wrestling I've had. You know, new storylines I've been able to tell on the other side of the card. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was always the babyface trying to beat the heel, but now I'm the threat to the babyface, and that's a really like cool feeling to have. I think just being on the other side of things, and the only thing that's failed in my eyes is just my promos. You know, you say I'm my biggest critique with promos, and it's probably true, but like I just feel like I haven't built my character as well as I could have through my promos.
I think when you're in the zone and you cut that promo, you do a fucking good job. But when you let the hecklers interrupt you...
Yeah.
See, I talk over him. Monet talks over him. They heckle him. You say something back to them, then you continue.
You guys are so quick, though. They're so quick and witty to fucking reply to those dickheads that are calling at you. And it's like, I just don't have that. I think about what they say, and it bothers me during the promo, and it's like, fuck, what do I say to that?
I just say, shut the fuck up. I'm the champion. I'm talking. Just something as simple as that. Maybe you don't say the F word because you have Noel give you a fucking...
a kick to the head. Yeah.
Hashtag Tim Logic. Question 4 from Blade. Imagine a scenario in which the franchise and Rebellion eventually became a stable. Do you think it could have worked, and why/why not? So the franchise and the Rebellion.
No. I don't think that would have worked well at all. To be honest, I think the franchise at that time and their character building they were doing and the character building we were doing, they were just too different. I don't think the Rebellion and the franchise would have worked.
Let me pitch one little idea to you of a what if. Okay, think about this. You guys, you don't turn heel eventually at that point that you did. The Elite Alliance, winner takes all match, the franchise and the Rebellion. The guys that initially fought against the Elite Alliance against the guys who are now fighting against the Elite Alliance to take down the Elite Alliance once and for all. That might have worked.
That would have been pretty cool. But with the storyline. But if it wasn't for that kind of storyline, I don't think it would have worked well. I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, enough. Too many people, too many clashes of characters and personalities. I don't think it would have worked well.
Fair enough. Question 5 from Blade. As a performer, what do you feel is your biggest strength and weakness? Well, we know you think your promos are your biggest weakness.
Yeah, I think my strength is my my meleeing, my ability to make a punch look real.
Yeah.
Which I actually learned from you. My ability to punch was I remember watching you in ICWS. You know, the slap.
Because you do the same. You do the same punch.
I do.
You actually do a punch. You don't grab their head or do a forearm. You just swing and punch. And you hit right there, but you don't actually punch them in the head.
Honestly, it's purely from watching you in ICWS. You definitely taught me how to punch just from watching you.
No one throws a better punch than me. Doesn't matter how.
Yeah, well, now, mate, you got a little bit of a challenge. You got some competition with your punches, mate. Yeah, mate, definitely. I think my biggest strength is definitely my ability to make things look real.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. And, you know, I would tell people like Deacon or Steele, just watch Jacob when he punches. Look how real he makes it. You've got to do it like that. Still has a problem with his fucking punches.
My attack on Blade looked so violent and so vicious that it looked like I was actually just beating the shit out of him.
The fuck out of him.
And I didn't hit him once. I didn't, I didn't hurt him at all. And it was just like, it's all that. It's all how you make it look. And the ability to snap as well makes a huge difference. Snapping your neck, make a punch look big. I really care about making it look real. Because I hate watching a match and someone goes for a chair shot or a punch and they slow down and it looks weak and it's like, that wouldn't have hurt anyone.
It ruins the whole
exactly.
Of what
you got to make everything look like you actually just beat the living shit out of them.
Yeah, and I would say, I said this yesterday when Ryan put up a post in the thread about he showed this Japanese wrestling thing with some headbutts and all that. And the thing that I said was, it's supposed to look real but be fake, not be fake but be real. You're not supposed to fucking hit them. Like when Joey Angel
Necro Butcher and his headbutts, and like, they just like sit on a chair and they headbutt each other. Like that's
yeah,
real.
like
the
it's
actual
like
is headbutting
it's supposed
each other.
to be fake. You're supposed to make it look as real as possible, but it be fake and it doesn't hurt anyone.
You don't want to actually hurt yourself.
That's
doing
the
it.
art of it. There's no art in actually hitting each other and giving each other lumps on the head. And it's like when Joey Angel kicked Rex in his spine during a match at AAW. Joey said that's how they do it in Japan. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I thought we're at the Warnbro YMCA, you fucking idiot. You don't need to kick the fucking young rookie in the back as hard as you can just because that's what they do in Japan. You're supposed to make it look real, but not actually fucking hit it.
Like it is an art. It's like watching a live play, you know? It is a live performance.
I have always called it violent theatre.
Yeah, it is. It is a violent theatre. It's making people think that you're hitting them. People like get into, oh, these guys are fighting. These guys want to win. They want to beat each other up. It isn't, oh, it's obvious these guys are just having a fake wrestling match. Yeah, this guy's going to win. This guy's going to hit here. You know, it's just like, it needs to be real. It needs to be an actual fight. But take care of each other, you know?
Exactly. Alright, well, we're finishing off with a couple more before we might go into a little bit of word association before we head off into the sunset here tonight. Big Red. Off of Blade's earlier question, imagine a scenario where you are told to completely change your character and reinvent yourself.
Fuck you, Ryan.
What the fuck would you do? Would it be more like something like an ICWS similar?
Yeah, I think it would. I really like being a heel. I definitely wouldn't go back to being a babyface. I think it'd be a different form of heel, not just that, you know, douchebag that comes out and spits on you and thinks that I'm better than everyone. It would be just that evil kind of character that would be like narcissistic, you know, kind of just violent, ruthless kind of evil. Not give a fuck about anyone. No teams, just me.
I thought you said no Tims then.
No. Oh, well, fucking...
No, that would work.
That would also work.
Oh, God. If he ever hears this, his little heart's going to break.
No.
Alright, cool. What are some of your favourite WCW matches that you got a chance to witness and not wrestle in?
Okay, Now my memory is being tested. You know, I actually think you and Mykonos have some amazing chemistry. I saw him in Mykonos, had some sick chemistry, some great wrestling, everything looked real. I was so into it. I believed everything that was happening at the time. You know, it was awesome. I think some of Ice and Chaos matches, you know, some of them are a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
But I think when they were really in their prime, going through ICWS,
like that early WCWA
early,
ICWS
I loved
incredible.
watching every single one of their death matches. It was just fucking amazing.
We watched two of them last night. I watched them with both of them last night. Twisted Metal 4 and Halloween Hell 2010, and just some fucking brutal,
just
awesome,
hectic shit. And, you know, you're into it.
And they
all
never stopped.
the time.
They just kept going.
That's a shitty question though, because it's a great question, but it's hard to answer because there have just been so many amazing matches. Like there isn't just a few that we've had to offer. Like WWA always has something great to offer every event.
I agree. If you could do another battle or match involving yourself again, which 5 other WCW superstars would you have in it along with you?
Wait, sorry, I don't know.
If you could do another battle war match, involving yourself again, which 5 other superstars would you?
Fucking hell. Alright. Oh, see if it's battle war though, it's gonna be hardcore, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like there's 3 teams. They've all got an objective to complete before they can go for a pinfall. So it's barbed wire, thumbtacks, and light tubes.
Okay, so I think now would be good with me and Luke's team. Me and Luke definitely be good in that match. I think
4 more.
with just current WCW stars or just like anyone.
Anyone.
All right. I think Phaser and Clint's tag team. That would have been sick. I think me and Luke versus Phaser and Clint could have been an awesome tag match. But if it's one of those kind of matches, definitely those two. And then I think, I think of aggressive Ryan Tate for sure. His aggressiveness in that kind of match would be perfect for that style. And then for his partner, I think he would be. This is such a hard question.
Remember, we're talking about thumbtacks, we're talking about light tubes, and we're talking about barbed wire.
Dan Zeppelin. Yeah, Ryan, Dan Zeppelin, Fazer, Clint, me, and Luke.
Excellent.
I think that's a perfect mix of technical and hardcore.
Excellent.
Perfect mix.
All right, and Blade Shaw has the last question. I might finish off on a couple more myself. Is there more questions in the thread? Okay, thank you. Who are some of the current WZW roster you'd like to see go pro with you after WZW closes in 2017?
Luke, Rex, Ryan, Mike's already there.
They can mentor you guys.
I think Deacon would be really good in the pro. I think once Zora's finished, I think he'd be at the perfect level to go pro with his confidence and stuff.
Kyle, obviously.
Kyle and Deacon should just stay together. I think Kyle and Deacon just work perfectly together. They're like, you see, fucking.
You just know.
Yeah, you just know. You can feel it that it's there. I think Clint, if he had more of a passion, I think he really could have worked the pros well, because he's good at getting a crowd on his side. Sorry, not his style. And I think he would have really worked it well with the pros. Blade as well. Blade would have worked really well as the big man of the Fed. The big show of the Fed.
Yeah.
He would have been pretty perfect there. Yeah, and that's all that's coming to mind now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Got one more. Hang on, let me just... Is that one question? Okay, sorry. You have had the chance to wrestle former XCW stars from the likes of Aston Crew, Johnny B, and Nick Ariel. This is from Big Red, by the way. And you're going to wrestle Blade Shaw at Resolution 4. Which XCW alumni would you like the chance to wrestle again, and why?
Again? Okay.
I mean, you only got to really just mess with John a little bit in the
classic triads. I was going to say John. I think his ability to pull a crowd and work a match is amazing, and I think how over he is with the crowd versus such an over heel like I am now, I think we'd be able to work a really good match, tell a really great story. I mean, me and Nick Ariel was a good match, but we didn't tell much of a story until the ending.
Yeah.
When that all happened. But I think me and John could work a great match all the way through.
Agreed. See if we can line that up this year. Who knows?
Hopefully.
All right. Well, now this has come to the end of the Q&A, but I'm going to chime in with my own section here for word association. I will say the name of somebody. I want you to give me your thoughts on them. You don't have to just give me a one-word answer or anything like that. Give me either a story or what you think of them as a performer.
Just as in WWA?
Whatever, whoever I say.
A wrestler and a performer. Okay, okay, not outside of wrestling? Right.
Well, if you can talk about them as a person as well, if you like.
Okay.
Three Dog.
Theodore made a huge impact on the hardcore scene, I feel. I think if he was more committed and more dedicated, he could have made much more of an impact than he has. Because he really has some awesome hardcore potential. He's always known how to work a good hardcore match. And I think if he watched more technical wrestling, I think he really could have pulled off some wicked shit. Mm-hmm. He has some wicked potential.
Excellent. Big Ace.
Big Ace could definitely be the next big man like Dark Ice or Blade. I think if WWA had more time to continue, I think he could have been a great, for sure.
Excellent.
I mean, he's doing great now, but it's clear that he could do, he can be much more.
Yeah. Arthur Aries. You don't really know him that well, I know that.
I don't really have much of a personal opinion, but I think his enthusiasm is disappointing. His wrestling was so surprisingly good, considering it came from ETW. It was like what you guys sort of us going onto the base. Yeah. It was like that for me and him. I thought he showed some really good potential, but I think his attitude just stunk, and that really, really killed his potential.
Yeah. Daniel Johnston.
Daniel Johnston is a great technical wrestler, but it comes down to that to the attitude he shows. You know, he thinks he deserves everything because he's been with the pros, and he is a great wrestler, but he just doesn't show the right attitude, I feel, towards backyard wrestling. And you know, he is one of the top dogs, but he expects to be one of the top dogs just because he's been around that long. I don't think he feels that he has to prove it anymore. Like, I honestly thought that his choice to leave Steel was a terrible decision. I thought he was starting to make Steel amazing. He really helped Steel.
Yeah.
And I think I definitely could have gone for another 6 months or so.
It deserved to, because I think
they'd
laid the foundation for that team so well.
Exactly.
And for him to decide, no, I'm bored with this now, I want to do something else.
That was a shitty decision.
It's just like, please, just think of what my vision is.
Yeah. And
how it's worked for other people that listen to me, and I don't want to go on about it.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just for fuck's sake. Like, I think it was a mistake because I think, you know, look at the tail end of his 2015 and it tells a story. And hopefully we can get him back to the way that he once was, you know, this year, and I think we can.
Yeah.
Phaser.
Oh, Phaser's been quite a standout for me, I think. It doesn't seem that he's that enthusiastic, but he gets in the ring and he puts on a killer match every time, you know. Like, his strength in wrestling surprises everyone. And I mean, not just physical strength. I mean, it was insane. He fucking angle slammed the likes of Dark Ice and Blade Shaw just like that. Easy peasy. Like, he's one hell of an athlete, for sure. And, he's really surprised everyone, I think, with his wrestling ability, despite his, you know, love of wrestling. Like, he doesn't, you know, you can tell he probably doesn't follow wrestling at all or anything. But
he just likes doing it.
Exactly. He goes out and he puts on a killer match every single time. It's like he understands wrestling, but he doesn't follow it or any of that kind of stuff. So, Fraser's definitely could be a great.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we can get a match between you.
Definitely, we've talked about that as well. We think that'd be an awesome match. Yeah, Fraser. He's a powerhouse and a half.
Yeah. JD Flame.
Oh, one of the most charismatic. I think he's just as charismatic as Alex Stone. I think his promos always get everyone pumped. You know, he can get a crowd on his side within 5 words of a promo. Like, he just knows how to work everything. You know, his character is like so different to everyone else. Like, it's so subtle but so powerful at the same time. Like, he's the commissioner, but it doesn't like he isn't involved in everything. Like, I don't mean this is like a stab at you or anything, but when you were, you know, the commissioner, you were involved in everything with the EA and stuff. JD's really subtle in leading WWE, but he still makes a massive impact every time he comes out. Yeah.
And, you know, I think maybe I was a little too involved sometimes as a commissioner. I was on the show constantly. I think this has been quite good, you know, to have a commissioner that's been
laid back a bit.
A bit more laid back as a character. The Backyard Rockers.
Fucking Midday Rocker and Afternoon Rocker. Fuck, they were sick. They were so fun. Like, coming out to
wigs.
We haven't come out to Steel Panther, didn't we? Was it?
Wall of Sound by Kiss.
Kiss, not Steel Panther. I was thinking fucking this Shocker because of little symbol. You know, we came out doing the Two in the Pink one of the Stink symbol. Kiss. I actually suggested the Kiss song. I was obsessed with Kiss at that point in time. I was like, we gotta have. Song. Yeah, it's fucking good. It's a fucking good song. It works as a heel as well. I mean, not a heel, a theme. And that was so fun coming out in that big purple, you know, like fucking snakeskin robe thing I had, like just being total glam rock stars. Yeah. But like, it's just the jobbers that put everyone over, but we still looked good. I loved it. I had so much fun working with Luke as that. And that was awesome as well because we had fun being a tag as the Rockers, you know, and we knew how to put, you know, we both knew how to put someone over.
Yeah.
But working as a tag team to put someone over, we knew what to do. Like, we knew how to put someone over, and I think that was the beginning of us realizing that we could work as a team.
The best example I can give is Phaser and JD Flame's debut in WCWA. Like, their first match was against the Backyard Rockers, and really
it was so fun getting thrown around by Phaser and stuff. Just putting over those stars that deserved to look like stars. Like, it was wicked.
I think it was very eye-opening to see how good Phaser actually was.
Mm.
Jack Wallace, we haven't really had the chance to talk too much about him tonight, so...
Jack is... He's a mixed... You know, he's a fucking bowl of mixed nuts in himself, you know what I mean? Like, he has so much potential as a wrestler. He used to have the strong enthusiasm and the passion. You can still see the passion in him.
It's come back a bit now, because, since the last year, I think, and I think he's really pumped up to do what he's going to do.
I think he kind of regrets his attitude towards the WWA in the past couple of years. Oh, a year and a half.
Yeah, I think one of the problems kind of was, for whatever reason, he wasn't getting out of the friendship with us that he needed, and so he looked for other friendships outside of the group,
which didn't do him much good.
And it didn't, and it kind of pulled him away from us for a little while there. And I think now he's realizing that
how much
that we care about him, and we're always going to be his friends. So
exactly,
I think the situation with his mum, I think he realized how much we care about him and all that. So I think he's really come back around again, which is good.
But yeah, no, just still on Jack. It's been awesome seeing Jack develop and see him show his passion. Considering he was the first person I ever messaged who also had the same passion for wrestling that I had. And he gave me this chance. If it wasn't for Jack, I wouldn't be your champion. Like everything is because of Jack. I think he's a really, really important person in my life, as well as everyone else's in WWA's life. But awesome wrestler. But he needs to be like, his attitude, not just towards WWA, but towards his matches. Like, if he thinks he's going to have a bad match, he'll have a bad match.
Example point, Big Ace, that match was just
he didn't really think about how it should be pulled off. He didn't think about the small man versus the big man. He just went out there and Jack shouldn't be clotheslining Ace and putting Ace on his ass.
Yeah,
that isn't how the story should be told. And I think it's just those little things that Jack's missing that would make him a great wrestler. Yeah, I mean, he's a great wrestler. But like, to make him
when he's motivated, he's incredible. He
is incredible when he's motivated. And he pulls off some wicked moves. Like he was one of the first to pull off a Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
Like the bottom rope tornado DDT. He's so innovative, but if he thought about it and put that little bit more effort in, I think he could be so much more.
Do you wish that you guys could have had a bit more of an actual feud? Like, you've had a...
Jack and I,
like, definitely. I mean, you had something solid with Rex, and you had your team with Lowe, and you've had your team with Monet. You've wrestled Jack here and there, but do you wish you could have possibly had
Definitely. Because with Chris, Luke, and Lowe, we're all arounders. But when it comes to me versus Jack, I'm the powerhouse, and he's the high flyer.
Yeah.
We could tell more of a powerful story, I think, than just two all-arounders going at it and pulling off a stick match. We could pull off that I'm struggling to keep up with his speed, and he's struggling to keep up with my strength. I think out of all the originals, me and Jack could probably tell the best kind of story like that.
Yeah.
Because we are so different. And, we're all kind of all-arounders, but when it comes to the comparison of me and Jack, we're the most different. And I think it would have been awesome to have more of a feud of Jack to experiment more with that. Like, we've had those matches on CWS and Backyard TV where we've done some cool shit. But I think a feud really could have opened up some more shit for us to think about it. Yeah, engage in, exactly. Yeah.
Lila.
Lila's such an awesome character.
Just baddest bitch in the yard.
Yeah, the baddest bitch in the yard coming out. Everyone's scared of Lila because they don't want to hit her, but she'll fuck anyone off. Like, she doesn't give the slightest shit about anyone. She'll come out and she'll put anyone on her ass.
I remember the time that Ryan was against Rex and Tim was the great Shinigami at ringside, and she beat the fuck out of him. She just fucking belted him.
Up, yeah.
And it was the best thing
and
I think
like
I've ever seen.
That enthusiasm that she has, like no other no other chick would have for this kind of thing. It's like she has that passion that we have, and that's so awesome to see that she wants to get involved. And I think that's really cool. Ryan's definitely scored a good one. You know, she's wicked.
She's a good woman. Moving forward, Still Kemsley.
Still Kemsley is a rising star. You know, he started off. You know, I admit he wasn't good when he started, but you could tell that he paid attention to the matches and he learned from them. And he saw what we were doing in our matches and how we were working the matches, and he learned from it. And you could see what he was doing in matches. You know, he was definitely taking DJ's advice. DJ helped him improve, you know, tenfold. He learned. He's such a good learner, and I think it's really good that he is committed. Like the dive, you know, he commits to everything. Like he's so committed and dedicated to WWA. All these you know, camera promos that he's doing, He's so into it, and he loves it, and I think he really does deserve to be a star.
Excellent. We're going to move into some alumni now. Well, former alumni, now they're back. We haven't updated this section of the page for a while. Brandon Cage.
Oh, Brandon Cage is another bowl of mixed nuts, I think. He has some mixed potential. He's a great high flyer, some great potential, but again, I don't think wrestling this isn't as important as it should be to him for him to be a star, you know. He isn't even like bad on the mic. Like he's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. It's just that dedication that he lacks, I think.
Yeah. Lightning Lewis.
Lightning Lewis was a massive surprise to everyone. I think he came in there, you know, he was just this little midget, you know, just coming in. No one expected much at all. Then he had that match of Ice, and it was just like fucking mind blowing. You know, he comes in, and even the match of Scream, Lowe's mask character, and he's doing all this crazy shit with the kendo sticks and all these crazy MMA moves, and it's like he's bringing something new to the table that we haven't seen before. And he's like our Rey Mysterio, hardcore. He's a hardcore Rey Mysterio, and it's like. It's wicked.
I'd love to have him return before it's all said and done, just at least for one match, just to...
And like he's even such a nice dude. Like all the stuff I've heard about him is so surprising, because I've had conversations with him, I've hung with him, and he's such a nice guy, and he has the passion, he has the enthusiasm. It's just, I think it's the other stuff in his life that's brought him down, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I haven't had much chance to really talk to him in the last few years, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Nick Ariel.
Nick's a good wrestler, you know, but I think it's just his lack of dedication, his enthusiasm really pisses me off, to be honest. I mean, we had an awesome match, and I love his style of wrestling, I love all of his matches, but it really pisses me off when he doesn't show, or you know, him and John don't show any enthusiasm at all. They don't show that they love wrestling like, you know, you do. You know, you're XW. It must suck to see someone who is also an XCW just kind of lose that passion completely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them, because I know that they've got others going on in their life and all that, and they were retired, and I got them to come back. It's just the part where they disappointed me.
They don't recognise how much they mean to everyone else.
Yeah,
which is what is disappointing. You know, we all saw them as icons. We saw them as legends of the ring, and then. They just don't show it.
And they ended up kind of ruining the perspective.
Yeah, and like we give them so much props. Like everyone going around their ring, you know, because their match was over dramatic, but it was funny, but it was cool, and everyone's going around there and giving them the respect that they deserve. And I don't think they show the respect back. I think that's their problem.
Understood. Clint Marshall.
He's a hard hitter for sure. He's definitely a wicked wrestler, but he's so quiet. I've never had a conversation with Clint. I've never actually talked to him properly. I've been around there, but you know, we're all chilling on the limestone blocks, and I'm in a conversation with him, but it's with other people. And I know we never really like. I don't want to say gotten along, because like I'm sure we would have gotten along if we actually, you know, bothered to try to get along, but we just never bothered to try.
Yeah.
Because I was just the champion wrestler to him, and he was just that guy from ICWS, you know. Yeah. And we never really had a reason to come into communication.
Fair enough.
But definitely an awesome wrestler.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tim Justice.
Oh man, my opinion on Tim was so positive until last year. Like I've always been a fan of Tim because I've always loved hanging out with him. But then he just disappoints everyone, and it sucks because I am good friends with Tim. And like, you know, when you see a friend do something shit, and it's like, come on, man, you're better than that. Tim's so much better than what he's doing. Like, towards, you know, before our match, we were hanging out every couple of days, you know. I was starting to meet his friends, you know, like I was starting to become part of his group. We were hanging out regularly, and I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, we're friends now. We're going to be hanging out on the regular. And then he just broke the tie like that because like I called him out on something wrong that he was doing, and he's like, oh, no, I can't be in the wrong. So I'm going to fuck up all the ties so that I don't look like a bad guy. And it's like, come on, dude. We're meant to be, like, best mates right now. What are you doing? It's just a massive unfortunate event, I think.
Yeah.
With Tim. And he hasn't... He's to slow down. Everything he's thinking in his head just goes so quick that he has no time to think about what he's doing or what he's saying. He just does it.
And what's appropriate.
And then he can't deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
Like, even in wrestling, he would just call shit and do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that shouldn't happen. Like, that isn't a good thing to happen.
Alright, we're gonna do two more.
Right.
Dark Ice.
Oh, fucking the locker room leader, Dark Ice. Dark Ice has always been a dominant force. Easily dominant force, you know. He's good on the mic, he's powerful on the mic with his, you know, slightly bogan kind of accent, but like, you know, still the most powerful, the most feared character in WWE. And he always has been the most feared. Even fucking... I was genuinely scared when I first came to ICWS. Like me, Jacqueline, Luke, and Chris.
Okay, yeah,
we're just like, let's not get on the bad side of SPWS. Because they'll fuck us up, that's for sure. But then once you like gain their respect, and Ice is one of the most caring and kind people I've ever met. You know, he's always been there for me through my bad shit, and you know, I've always been there for him. And he's just definitely one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Just, you know, despite being one of the most feared characters in backyard wrestling history.
Actually, I've just thought of another one, so there is going to be two more. I want to know your thoughts on Diffuser.
Diffuser, I don't really have my opinion on Diffuser because I haven't seen much of his stuff.
You just saw the Resolution run in.
The Resolution.
Well, what did you think of that?
That was cool. I mean, you could definitely tell that he was a powerful force back in XW days. Yeah. You know, he was the Dark Ice of XWS, I think. And you could definitely tell that from his run in, and everyone's reaction was just like, this guy's big. This guy's a big deal. You know, he's definitely a superstar. Yeah. And he's even a nice guy. I remember that night I had a small conversation with him, and he was just a nice dude to talk to. You know, he's just a genuine
father
guy.
of two, husband.
Like, you know, just, you know, he's the perfect kind of guy.
Yeah, he's the man that I wish that I could be. Lastly, your opponent, March 12th, Resolution 4. Blade Shaw.
The Big Show of WWA. Again, one of the nicest guys, you know. I mean, to have him think that he can't keep up with me is like, shut up, cunt. You're definitely good enough to keep up with me. Like, he's so humble. Like, it's slightly annoying how humble he is about himself. Like, he doesn't think enough of himself. I think he's definitely better than what he thinks he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, just a great wrestler. Knows how to work a match. I mean, look at his match with Ryan Tate. That was fucking amazing. They worked that match perfectly. They told the story perfectly. It was fucking sick. You know? Despite not being able to do all this high-flying shit he probably wishes he could do, it was like, it doesn't matter. He's great at being what he is as a character, and that's what matters.
And I will finish off in one more, which I usually do, and I just forgot. Antillicus.
Oh, I think of myself.
Your thoughts on yourself?
Yeah, a bit of a con.
Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've always liked to be the powerhouse, but you know, seeing guys of ICWS who are twice the size of me, I couldn't really be a powerhouse anymore. Had to revert to an all-arounder, which was still fucking awesome. You know, I don't think I transitioned pretty well within ICWS from going to the powerhouse in EBW to just a small character in ICWS. I think I think I did that pretty well and realised, what I was doing.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't want to sound like a fucking suck up to
No,
myself.
I just wanted you to give your thoughts on.
I think my babyface run could have been more powerful. Definitely. But
you've come into your own.
Yeah, I think the heel is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
I belong in a heel. I think
you'll be there until the dying day of GBYWN.
Yeah, mate. Always in my prime as a heel. I think I don't want to die off in my prime. I want to be in my prime when it ends. So. Yeah. Hopefully
and you will be my friend, and you are in your prime right now. You'll be in your prime when you end. And I want to end this interview by sucking your dick by saying you have been without a doubt one of the most important pieces to the WCWA puzzle since 2012. I couldn't have thought after all these years of XCW, 10 years, ICWS for 3 years, or through all that, and then I got to know you and the WCW boys and be in charge of this. You are one of my accomplishments as far as a booker that I am most proud of, to see you grow as a performer and to be a part of your growth as a performer and help you out and be there with you every step of the way. And I think you being heavyweight champion right now in the last year of WCWA is the perfect storm. It's the perfect thing that should have happened, and you are definitely going to be a Hall of Famer one day. You are there. You've done it. So thank you for your contributions to the WCWA and everything that you've done for not just me but guys like Lowe and all of your friends. And we all appreciate you, and you're going to go down as one of the best of all time. So thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
So thank you to Antillicus, and thank you for listening here for the GBYWN Australia podcast. Great note to end on. This is another hour-long section, so that's 4 hours of interviews here with Antillicus today. Thank you for listening to the GBYWN Australia podcast. I'm Aston Crude, alongside Antillicus. And I'll see you next time when I'll interview Who Fucking Cares. Thank you very much.